we're live. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. This is Jonathan Harmon of the J. Harmon Home Team, powered by Keller Williams, with my good friend, and happens to be one of the best human beings on the face of the planet that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, Miss Ginny Williams.
You're making me blush.
Well, you deserve all the praise, because here's the thing, like, people point out certain things that you do, but it's like an iceberg. There's so much more under the surface. And we're gonna expose a few of those things during this conversation. Before we get rolling with Miss Ginny, though, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Bryan Nale of IBERIABANK Mortgage. How am I supposed to say that? Along with a division of First Horizon Bank, or
something like that.
Something like that.
It.
Yeah,
good job.
Nailed it, Bryan Nale.
Bryan nailed it.
But that's right. So he's my favorite mortgage lender, and also happens to be an underwriter for this show, and a big supporter of all things Spread the Positive. So love you, Bryan, and thank you for all that you do for this community, not just here, but all over the place. So he's also a Rotarian, by the way. He's in the,
that's good.
Can we say the Murfreesboro Noon Rotary? They get real upset with that, don't they?
But they're not breakfast, so they're noon.
No, that's right. They're like, no, we are the Murfreesboro Rotary Club.
I know. I've heard them say that.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Smyrna Rotary wouldn't be here without the Murfreesboro Rotary Club.
Murfreesboro Rotary Club. That's
Yep,
right. So all my friends over there, gosh, there's a whole so many good people in that club. So I point that out because Ginny and I have gotten to know each other. We've known each other a long, long time, but we've really gotten to know each other through Smyrna Rotary Club, haven't we?
That's right. Yeah.
So
Projects.
let's go through our relationship, because I've known you since I was in high school with your daughter.
Yeah.
Man, so we graduated in 1997, and Heather, if you're watching, I miss you. I haven't seen you in decades at this point, so I hope life is treating you well. She's out in DC, right?
Yep, Washington, D.C.
Yep, doing important things out there. She's a nurse?
Yep, family nurse practitioner at the Children's National Hospital.
That's right. So she was always awesome in school, and I'm sure she's even more awesome now.
Well, there was a group of you that, you all had a high IQ, you could say.
Yeah, I squandered all of mine.
Did Mr. Rakes take y'all to Gatlinburg or
He
somewhere?
did, Pigeon Forge. Yeah.
I thought that was really neat. It was like a reward for being a good kid.
Yeah.
Good
it was
students.
It was pretty cool. There was probably 25 of us on that trip. I have managed to squander all of my IQ and goodness. So I'm sure there's some others out there that are still doing well. I know Nicholas Jordan, for example, is holding it down, solving all kinds of nuclear, whatever, chemical something or another out in
probably things he can't tell us about.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not supposed to know.
Well, the reality is, even if he did tell us, I wouldn't understand it. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, so many good folks. So Miss Ginny, so we knew each other then, but your story and your ties to the Smyrna community specifically, and the Jefferson community as well, they're super deep. So can you give us like a 5-minute who you are and where you come from kind of story?
I'm Ginny Williams. Olerud's a Scandinavian name. Norwegian means storyteller.
And she's so good at it.
Here
too.
I am.
Yeah.
Telling a story. And so my dad and mom were stationed here. My dad was a World War II and a Korean war veteran. And he switched from the Army to the Air Force, and then they were stationed here. They were from North Dakota, both of them.
So was he Army Air Corps, and that's when it made the switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I always ask, well, what did you do? And he said he was in communications. And so I thought, oh, he could have worked for Bell South.
Yeah.
But instead he went, he didn't stay with the Air Force. He didn't retire with the Air Force. He decided to be an entrepreneur. So he started a little grocery store. So he bought a little country grocery store.
Very close to where your hardware store is, right?
Right kitty corner from us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was in 1953. And that was the week I was born.
Oh, wow.
And, so I kind of keep up with how long we've been in business. What's my birthday?
Yeah. Look at your driver's license.
Yeah. And so, and I was sitting here thinking, my mom and dad were such a great team to build the business that they did. And we're not in the grocery business anymore, but we are in the hardware business. Mm-hmm. And my first husband, who's now deceased, and my dad started the hardware store in 1975. So
Now, is that why that area was kind of dubbed Gillsville?
Yeah, Gillsville. Well, Daddy, he bought the land before the air base closed, and said, "Well, I'm going to build a shopping center," and everybody thought he was crazy, you know. And I remember my mom, they had to find a bank that would loan them money that wouldn't use their house as collateral, because they had just about 3 years early built their dream house. We went from a 2-bedroom house to a 5-bedroom house.
Wow.
I think, they're waiting to find the perfect plan. You're in real estate, so people kind of know we're going to build our dream house, and this is what we want in it.
Now the term is our forever home.
Our forever home.
Our forever home.
Yes.
It's never a forever home, just so you know.
Things happen in life, don't they?
Always, yes.
Anyway, Daddy built the shopping center in 1972, and we opened the grocery store. So he moved the grocery store, and I don't even know how many square feet it was, but it was 18,000 square feet. And he could say it was the biggest store in North Rutherford County. And I always enjoy when somebody will come in. Now, that's when you know how great somebody is. He died in 1980, and people are still talking about him.
Oh, wow. Now, the grocery store is where the little event center is next to the hardware store.
Well, actually, it was the hardware store and the event center. Yeah, together.
And so it was big.
Yeah, and my brother built a wall there to divide it.
Gotcha.
Because Daddy died suddenly in 1980. And so we hung in there till about 84. And then we sold the grocery store to a guy, and he sold it to 2 guys. So in 1989, the grocery store wasn't there any longer. And I was trying to talk Red Foods, and I said, "Hey, you built a new store in Murfreesboro. Don't you want to be in Smyrna too?" And I said, "I got the perfect spot for you."
Yeah.
But they weren't interested. So I was Tom Delker. My dad bought the Radio Shack and started the Radio Shack in Smyrna. A lot of people.
That's right.
A lot of people don't realize that.
Because its final home was over. What was the new
Gold's
Gym.
Gym.
Yeah, it's now
the
Gold's
old
Gym.
new Kroger.
The no longer Kroger that was formerly known as the new Kroger. Yeah. I
always called it the old new Kroger.
Yeah.
Or the new old Kroger. I don't know. Anyway.
How about the medium Kroger?
Yeah. I wonder if they wish they were still there.
I don't know.
But Smyrna's really not grown on that side.
Not too much. You got railroad tracks and Nissan and all kinds, it's kind of blocked up over there.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Nissan Boulevard. But anyway, I kidly sewed. So we had sewed it to Tom Delker, and I said to Tom, which he was right next to the old location of the hardware store, I said, "I'm trying to get somebody in there. You want a big store to attract more people."
Yeah, an anchor.
Right. Anchor store. And I said, "I guess we're just going to have to move over there." And I was just being real flippant. He said, "Yeah, let's do it." I said, "Are you kidding? You want to be over there?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah, we would be on the front side of the building, So we had to divide the building from 3-phase electric, because, freezers, coolers, and all of that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of power.
It was a big, big thing, and built the wall, and became 2 spaces. And anyway, there's been a lot of things in that other space besides Radio Shack. Habitat for Humanity was there.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club was there.
Yeah.
There was a church there. Now there's Laura's Event Center, and she's turned it into a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Yeah.
It's a neat little part of town. I hate that there isn't a grocery store over there, but because there's a lot of folks on that side of town. And it's so convenient to pop in. And here's the thing. You walk in there and you've got some great employees.
Oh, I do. I'm blessed with great employees.
They know everything. And it's like a little bit bigger version of Raleigh's place over here, Holden Hardware, where you've got one of every single thing. Only you might actually have 2 of every single thing.
I said people to them for sleds, because they
always stock up.
They carry the sleds. I should think bigger myself and have more sleds, but anyway. And then for pressure cooker parts.
Ah,
And I got to hear their story. They came to a Rutherford County Historical Society meeting,
mm-hmm.
and I just made a point
I
to be
hate that
there.
I missed that. I know what you're
You
talking
know
about.
which one I'm talking about. And it's really interesting, their story, you know, to hear the dynamics of a family business and, you know, how it was built, and you got ups and downs. And,
Sure.
you know, I told people, if you've been in business long enough, you've rode the waves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And gotten smacked by a couple of them too, I'm
got
sure.
smacked and like, oh, we're going to make it.
Yeah. So Gil's Ace Hardware has been there for how long then?
Since 1975. Yeah, 46 years.
And how long has it been an Ace Hardware?
Since 1984. We didn't start out Ace Hardware. Yeah. We started out as Gil's Hardware, and our supplier was S&T, which is Stratton and Togroski. And in the mid 80s, remember hearing about Belknap Hardware in Louisville, Kentucky, or
No.
Okay, you're too young.
In the mid 80s, I was like 5.
Okay, never mind. You don't. Yeah, you don't know. You're too
Sorry.
young. You're just a young guy.
My parents were at Crosland Supply at that point.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Now, Coon Victor, he would know, and your
Yes.
dad probably would know what I
Yes.
was talking about. Yeah, but anyway, crazy things were happening to the hardware suppliers. I think it was too costly to stock inventory. You know, we got another crazy thing going on now. You can't get inventory.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
it's a little crazy. And so that company we would order hardware, and I was still at the grocery store then, and a young mom, you know, 4-year-old. So yeah, you were 5 years old. So
Yeah.
And so anyway, we couldn't get any merchandise in, and you know, can't sell it if you ain't got
That's
it.
right.
And I mean, that's probably my biggest thing right now is trying to get supplies in.
Yeah.
And, you know, not being able to. And, you know, we're in America. We're used to getting what we want when we want it.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's
right now. Now, Amazon might get it for you. I've told some people, I go, now I've been ordering that for weeks. You might try Amazon, you know.
Yeah.
That's
got to hurt to say that, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but my thing is, people are frustrated when they come in, they can't find what they want. And I just try to make everybody happy. You know, It's kind of my philosophy. And I think people appreciate it. I thought, well, she didn't sell me anything, but she did help me. So next time I'm going back there and ask them. And we kind of are, it's what you said about my employees, you know, you go there to get answers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're problem solvers.
Well, that's the jingle, right? Ace is the place with the help for
hardware.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say man, but
I'm so tongue tied. I couldn't helpful hardware man.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's the jingle. And you know, sometimes you may not sell them something, but you make them. I've ordered for 4 customers on Amazon.
Really?
Yeah. It's just they were older, some were older, and some didn't want to mess with a computer. And I said, well, give me your credit card. And I've got an Amazon Prime account. I said, you'll be here tomorrow. You know, one guy was looking for a skill bandsaw, and he was an older guy. And I said, wow, it's not in my warehouse. I said, I could go to the manufacturer. And then I said, oh, let's do this. Let's see if Amazon has it, you know. And I said, no, what are you doing with this? You make it something special to woodworking. And he volunteered his time to the Habitat for Humanity. So it was worth it. Yeah, he was. And you know, you've helped build Habitat houses, you know. And I thought that guy has built houses before, because you knew when they were talking about things, you knew what they were talking about, the supervisor on the job. Anyway, he was doing something with the windows, trimming out the windows or something. I said, well, yeah, let's look on Amazon. Well, there it was. I said, okay.
You just never know.
It's
so deep on there. What else there?
Yeah. I tell people, if you've been on the World Wide Web and you can't find it, you need to invent it, design it, manufacture it, patent it, and make $1 million.
Probably go backwards. Patent it first.
Patent first, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears a little bit, because I think one of my favorite topics, and just something that I'm passionate about, and I know you are as well, is just participating in our community. And I purposely don't use the term giving back, because to me that says that I took something, which I instead look at that as just participating, right? What are my abilities? What are my God-given gifts and talents and strengths that I can put into my community and just help people along and just help move it forward, right?
Mhm.
And you are an absolute example of that, and have been for years and years and years. And there's so much that you do. So let's start with Rotary Club. So I know you have a passion for Rotary, and you are somewhat of an icon in our club, right?
Yeah, I'm the second woman, and I became a member in 1987. And so, the Supreme Court got involved, allowing women into men's organizations.
Mhm.
And I'm just proud to say that Smyrna Rotary Club was about 2 years ahead of its time.
That's right. And who was number one? Who was the first one?
Regina Moore.
Yep. And
Regina Moore,
and you
another
followed,
good person. Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
Yes.
And you followed pretty closely behind that, right?
Yeah, it was a few months. Regina said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're in. I got another woman in here with me."
Exactly. And why did you feel compelled to join Rotary Club?
Well, first, you have to have someone ask you,
Mhm.
and Buster Gentry. Did you know Buster
Mm-mm.
Gentry? He was a realtor. He was a really good person. I couldn't tell you how many people he invited to join Rotary. And you have to ask somebody. And I remember the day he came in the hardware store and he said, "I'd like for you to join Rotary." And I said, "What? Me? Me join Rotary?" "Oh, yes, I'd be honored to join Rotary," And I could tell you about the first time I went to a Rotary meeting. I think I've told you this story.
Maybe. I don't know.
So this goes back to 1982 when Smyrna was, they were building the Nissan plant, and it was craziness in Smyrna. A lot of people came to Smyrna, the land of milk and honey, to get a job with I think it was Daniel Construction. And they came here without any friends or relatives, and guess what? They might not have got the job. And there were people who were hungry, and people came in the grocery store, and were asking me for food. And I said, "Well, I can't give you food. I sell food, I said, "Well, why don't you go to Murfreesboro to the Rutherford County Food Bank?" And they said, "If I ain't got money for food, hey, what makes you think I got money for gas?" And I said, "Oh, good point. Good point." So Patsy and Hiram Wright are the founders of the Smyrna Laverne Food Bank, which is now the Nourish Food Bank.
That's right. Yep.
And they're celebrating 40 years this year.
They are.
And
there's a luau at my house, if you didn't know that, in June.
Oh, I am coming to the luau.
Absolutely.
I missed it that first year, and then last year we had to cancel. Yeah.
LaDonna
It's your house.
It's at my house in the backyard.
Excited. I love
it's awesome.
Yeah, your house is perfect place for fundraising and stuff. So anyway,
our guard dog's going off over there.
Yes.
What's out there, Cammie? Get him. Keep us safe, Cammie.
Such a cute dog.
Yeah. I don't know that she could even injure someone.
She's not that big, but she might have that little dog syndrome.
She might. I don't know.
But anyway, Patsy and Hiram Wright were members of the Wary Housing Cooperative. That's what they called it. And they're the ones that started the food bank, and they came to me and said, "What do you think?" And I go, "Oh, I see a need. Yes, there's people coming in here asking for food. That's never happened in Smyrna." And they said, "Well, we want you to be the first chairman." I said, "Yes, I want to do it, because I want to help,
Sure.
And I said, "But we're not going to buy groceries for me. That's a conflict of interest." So I was the one. I said, "I'll buy the groceries," I went down. I'd come to Murfreesboro to save a lot. There was Save a Lot on this side of town, and so I would load up my station wagon with groceries. I said,
"Did it have the seat that faced out the back?"
No.
Oh, I love those.
Those are cool. Yeah. But anyway, and it's like, and Carolyn Peebles was the first treasurer. And so we, we started out, wasn't sure what we were doing. We called Rutherford County Food Bank a lot. The lady that was real active there was Joe Call. And they've got a room named after her at the St. Rose Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. She was like a saint, Mm-hmm. But we'd call her a lot and ask her, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And it came to the point where, there was a lot of things you had to do. You had to raise money, find volunteers, like with every organization. And then, get the food, and then intake the people, find out, we'd ask, well, later on, this is what we did. So we had such a hard time balancing all that, so hard to raise money. It's so hard to get volunteers. And then you had to stock the stock room and organize it, So we ended up, I don't know, I think maybe Carolyn thought of it. She goes, we need to be a United Way agency and let them help us. We just can't do all this. And there was a little bit of a pushback. They said, well, they'll be able to tell us what to do. And I said, they're giving us money. They should be able to tell us what to do with it. Well, there's a lot of paperwork. And I said, I like paperwork. I can do the paperwork, And I said, and we need to know who these people are and why do they need food. And
because if you have a finite amount, you can't just, you have to save it for real need.
You have to, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
There's always somebody willing to run a scam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we found out about that too. But anyway, yeah, people take advantage sometimes. But what's really something is the same reasons people need food today, because, we have Second Harvest Food Bank. And we bought, Nourish Food Bank, which was Smyrna Laverne Food Bank. And LaDonna is doing a great job.
She is.
She has now, like the little Smyrna Laverne Food Bank, it's Rutherford County Food Bank, and it got moved all up here at Murfreesboro. And I toured it with LaDonna a few months ago. So impressed, Mm-hmm. It was all the coolers. We didn't have coolers.
I know, yeah, it's
frozen food and utilizing food that would been wasted, Mm-hmm. But I'd say in my life that is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. That I saw the most good that it did. But the reason people need food, sometimes it's single parents, high electric bill, medical bills, a spouse is in prison, so then it goes into drugs, lack of education or job training. So you didn't have a good job. Same reasons today.
Yeah, sudden job loss is another one, a massive change in circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've talked at length with Taylor Loyal about a lot of that, and just the attitudes that we sometimes can have. I've had it myself where you look at a situation and you just kind of like snap judge. I can't believe they're in this line for food and they're driving that kind of car or whatever, and it's like, man, you have no idea, no concept of what that circumstance might be, and you have zero concept of the mindset for somebody that's truly in need to be willing to go and sit in that line, to pick up food. Like it's an experience that quite frankly, it's probably good for any of us to have gone through at some point, just to understand it a little bit better.
I kind of walk in my shoes then.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes it a whole lot harder to judge someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say, with COVID, I don't know how LaDonna kind of shared a little bit, but I think probably it was a lot harder.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Rotary Club and in the food bank, but let's switch to Rotary. So you have also taken it upon yourself. You have donated a significant amount of money to Rotary to fight worldwide polio.
Yes.
So what is the attraction to that for you? What's the story there?
I could think of 3 people with polio. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like you think, well, but that doesn't happen in America. That only happens in those other countries. And we still have 2 countries, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And, I was sitting here thinking, this is weird. I was thinking this yesterday morning. I need to see where we stand on the, polio, getting rid of polio, eradicating.
There was like 11 new cases last year or something, right? Or 6
okay.
or 8,
Yeah,
something like that.
That's
it was almost single digits.
Yeah, they got it down to 2. And I don't know if with COVID, if they're still able to administer the vaccine or they do a little droplets, what they're doing,
Right.
like we got the shot.
You have the circle, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Or the little sugar cube,
Yeah.
And anyway, it's like, but a lot of that money also goes to the Rotary Foundation, which has matching grants. And you can, if you have something local going on in your community, we can, do that. We're in a district and it goes into our district grants. And we say we needed, I used to say, we just built the playground, and I just thought that happened so fast and so easy. And we thought we were going to maybe utilize some of the Rotary Foundation funds. I don't think we even had to apply for it.
No, Christy Houston Foundation
thank you.
made a huge contribution towards that playground. So, huge thanks to them. And that playground, it's awesome. Like I have played on it. If you haven't played on the all-inclusive playground right behind the Jeff Coos Memorial, you need to. I don't care how old you are. Yeah. It's got ramps and everything.
I haven't played on it. I need to go over there.
You need to go play on it. All abilities, truly all abilities can play on that, which is the point. That was why it was built.
It's great. But I can think of the first thing, and I believe Mike Waller had to step it up. And it's kind of like sometimes you have to push yourself and put a goal really high, and you think, is that really attainable, that goal? But you say, well, we got to work harder. So we have a fish fry in September.
Let's talk about that fish fry.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you were at the first one, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I bet you were at the Lee Victory fish fries before.
I went one time.
Yeah.
I was, I thought I should be able to go to this. I'm a public official.
Right.
I'm a elected.
It was not necessarily for everybody, was it?
No, there weren't really. I kind of got these looks like, what's she doing here?
Yeah.
I think Imogene Bolin went too.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. She lives in the house now.
I was going to say, she does what she wants, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's awesome. But Mike Waller did this. What I was going to say was, he said they were getting ready to build the Boys and Girls Club in Smyrna, brand new building. It's fabulous building.
It is.
Great. It's over 400 kids. It's amazing. And Mike Waller said, we'll donate $200,000 and we'll do it in 5 payments. And I thought, $200,000, that's a lot of money, but it made us work harder and push the fish fry to a new level. And we would have never done that if we hadn't had a challenge. That was a challenge.
That's it. And, last year's Wings of Freedom fish fry, we crossed the $200,000 mark. We did, just barely, but we crossed it.
We did by $100.
That's right. We crossed that $200,000 mark, and it was huge. There were probably pushing 2,000 people there. And it's all outside. It was spread out. So it was done
being safe. Yeah.
It was done safely. It was done well. And it was just plain a lot of fun.
It is fun. I tell you, about 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, you can't talk to a Smyrna Rotarian, because I'll tell people, don't talk to us right now about that. We all got fish fry on the brain.
That's right. That's right. We got other things. And what's cool about that, and this is why I joined Rotary Club, is I like to be part of the group that's doing good. And, that $200,000, every penny of that, other than the cost of the fish fry itself, every penny of that goes immediately back into the community. So the whatever 6 weeks or 7 weeks worth of meetings after the fish fry, well, really after the new year, we're just handing out checks.
Yep.
And it goes to, what did we do? Like 18 organizations, I think, this past year.
Yeah, it was a bunch. And, people can go to our website and apply for a grant. And we go back to we make people fill out paperwork.
That's right.
We hold you accountable. What'd you do with that money? How many people did you serve? How many people did you help?
And then if you ever question it, the big thing is if you research the Rotary International, you look at the 5 focuses of Rotary, and that's what we're about. And that's what we do. So literacy and clean water and what is it? Problems or peacekeeping or problem solving, whatever it's called.
Yeah, mothers and child and water safety. I don't know them all.
I know.
They added another one.
Shame on it. That's right. There's 6 now, isn't there?
Youth, I think.
Yeah,
something with youth. Yeah.
But so there's that. Now let's talk also about what you do in your hardware store, and we've got just a few minutes about this. So you have kind of a mission with the people that you hire, right? And the people that come in, you very rarely don't help. So one of the things that impressed me the most about you, how many Eagle Scout projects have you helped with? Do you have any idea?
Wow. Maybe 20? I don't know.
And
I'm not sure.
So the scout comes in and says, "Hey, we're doing a blank. We need blank." And you say, and you don't necessarily hand them money, but you give them material and definitely knowledge and know-how and connect them to people to get work done.
So I'm very impressed with the Eagle Scout project. And last year there was a female that came in.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. She was really, that girl, she's going to go places.
Yeah.
You start out young that way and you have, these things you want to accomplish. And then you think, what else are they going to do in their life? They're going to do big stuff. But they come in with their list, and I play a little devil's advocate, and I'll say, well, let me see your supply list. Now tell me what you're doing, and then I ask questions. Well, why are you going to do that?
But that's great. It makes them think through it, right?
Yeah. And a lot of them have really, and they've got real detailed notebooks and everything. And I got to share something with you. So, well, you and I worked on the Good Scout Award. You were the chairman that year, and we did it in a COVID year.
Worst chairman in the history of the Good Scout Award. Yeah.
No,
I did such a bad. Philip, I'm still very sorry about that. Philip hiking it over there, trying to work so hard, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm lazy. So
no, you're not. We could say it was during COVID because we didn't even
I don't think
get to have an event.
I don't think I get that excuse. I was terrible.
Well, this year we're gonna honor Michael Hollinson.
Nice.
Ready Mix.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
And I think he's going to be outstanding. And his son, Jeff, is the chairman. And I met with him and Philip because I just get excited about that. And, you talk
about a guy that has poured back into his community.
Yes.
And has just absolutely, and it's all the communities that business is in now, which is a lot of communities.
15 states or something
crazy
for over 4,000 employees.
And he just gives and gives and gives and gives everywhere that they're a part of. So SRM, you guys, that whole Hollingshead organization, you guys are awesome.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Yes. So we've already hit the go because Jeffrey's very competitive. I guess because of the business he's in. But
he's competitive and he's very compelling as well, isn't
he? Yes. He asked Philip, what's the go? Philip said 12,000. He goes, okay, we'll do 12,000. Then he said, well, what's Murfreesboro's go? So we might be giving Murfreesboro a run for the money.
Outstanding.
But as we're still talking date and place, there's even talk about having it at the new headquarters.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
So, of course, they're still in production. So it's very early, but I hope the community can come out and support Mike Hollinshead and support the Boy Scouts. Excuse me, the Scouts.
That's right.
There's girls in there too.
That's right.
The Scouts. And, provide that, that money, lets everybody participate in scouting.
Well, and I think there's a lot of non-information out there, and our particular scout chapters here in Middle Tennessee, they're completely independent from the national organization.
Yes,
and they are active, and their rosters are full, They've got incredible camps that the kids can go to and
Yes.
learn how to do all kinds of stuff. It's not just camping out. It is all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
that they teach. And of course, I've participated with my son in Pinewood Derbies, which happens to be my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Okay.
Yeah, they're super fun, and I get more competitive than he did.
Oh,
so.
no. You sound like me when I was a Girl Scout leader.
Yeah,
Heather, we got to sell them more cookies than anybody. So we did.
It seems like, Mom, I don't want to sell cookies.
Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome. Well, Miss Ginny, I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do.
I always enjoy visiting with you.
Always a fun time.
Yeah.
And just everything that you do for the community. If you live in Smyrna, North Rutherford County, and you want to participate, give us a call. Give Ginny a call over at Gills Ace Hardware. Give me a call. Find your closest Rotarian, and let's talk about that.
Yep.
And if that's not your jam, if that's not what you want to do, we can get you serving your community. So many opportunities, so many different things that are out there, and just participate.
One thing about Rotary, you used to have to be the CEO or the president of the company. It's not like that anymore. We welcome retired people. We welcome mostly people who care about their community.
That's it.
Volunteers. You want to volunteer. So
that's it. And it used to also be one per industry, and that's not the case anymore either. So if you're interested in that, that's cool. If you're not, again, just let us know. Even if it's just you're going to take the kids and volunteer at Second Harvest, but you don't know how to get in contact, we know Taylor Loyal very well. We will get you in contact right now if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
Cool. Miss Ginny, appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate all that you do. And Trent, what you got?
I just want to say thanks, Ginny, for all you do.
You.
Gotten several messages saying that they were looking forward to this episode. So quite the legend, and appreciate it.
and a living legend, and she deserves every bit of that. So
we appreciate you.
Thank you.
One more quick shout to Mr. Bryan Nale, another guy. He is a legend in the making, fellow Rotarian, and just an all around good dude. So
thank you, Bryan.
We love you, Bryan. Thank you for underwriting the show. If you're interested in underwriting something here at Spread the Positive, give Trent or myself a call. I'll get you in touch with Trent, and we can do that. So if you like hearing good news,
we got some cool stuff happening.
Yeah,
some
we
really
do.
Cool shows and make you look like superheroes.
Absolutely. And if you like hearing the good news, and especially the good news right here in Rutherford County,
that's it.
Then there is no better place to park your funds. So
yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Go love on someone. And as my hero, Bill S. Preston, Esquire, used to say, go be excellent to each other.
There you go.
Yeah.